Last week, what happened? I found a content expert, and this week the content expert was approved. When you do a dissertation, you have a dissertation committee to guide you through the proposal process. The dissertation committee consists of 3 people. There's a dissertation chair assigned by the university, a methodologist, and the dissertation chair is pretty much your main mentor. The methodologist, which is assigned by the dissertation chair, they help you work through your methodology section, chapter 3. Don't have to worry about that yet. And a content expert, that's somebody who's found by me, the learner, and goes through, and they will then help with the specific content specific to this. I had a tough time finding a content expert. There are several recommended by the university, but I found out none of them really understood my specialty, which is mergers and acquisitions in high-tech firms. What I did was I started reaching out to authors of the material that I had written, didn't get very far, and my dissertation chair, my second dissertation chair, that's its own story, I'll tell you in a minute, my second dissertation chair, they recommended that I go to LinkedIn and look for doctors of business administration with designs on mergers and acquisitions, either experience or that's an interest area, and reach out to them. I put together a chart, list who I contacted, when and where, and I started hitting one a day. And after about a week of that, I got in touch with Dr. Krista Larson, who agreed to be my content expert. I forwarded the information to the university. Turns out I forwarded it to the wrong place in the university. They corrected me. I sent it to the right place in the university. They approved it. They sent the information to back to me. I forwarded that to the content chair who signed it. I forwarded that back to the university. And now I have a content expert. So there's 3 people in the dissertation committee, dissertation chair. I'm on my second one now. Content expert, I found that, and a methodologist. I've yet to have that assigned. That said, I will tell you why I have a second dissertation chair. My first dissertation chair was great. My second one's great too, but he was great. And he was working with me, but then he took a job as a dean or a president of a college, and they have limits on how much work he can do academically outside the college. And because working with me and other dissertation hopefuls exceeded that limit, he had to quit. I had a second dissertation chair assigned a few weeks ago, and I'm starting to get worked up with him and get kind of in the groove, and he will see on Wednesday the first version of my proposal that I've been working on. My goals for the coming week are to find 2 more literature pieces. That's going to be difficult. Digest them, put them in the literature matrix, put them into LitAssist, that software to track these things. And then what I'm going to do, once I do that, I will then continue to write sections within the proposal, synthesis sections, using the information from the literature matrix from Dr. Guy White's How to Write a Literature Review video. So that's my plan. What I've done so far is I've got a content expert. I finished my literature matrix with the material I had. I used the literature matrix to write 2 sections. Actually, it was 3 sections today. And I'll tell you what they were. They were gap. That was one section I wrote. A section on, so I found articles that identify the gap. I also wrote a section on mergers and acquisition success. That was a good section to write. And I wrote a section on cultural issues, cultural fit, cultural distance. And I was able to synthesize all of that together and put it into different sections within the proposal, the literature review. Each synthesis section was a little less than a page. It probably could be more, but I have a bunch of sections that I can use and synthesize all together. To give you an idea, another thing I did was I put together a mind map using the software Simple Mind, which took the information out of the literature matrix and put it into a mind map where I could cluster themes together and identify themes. And I used that when I put together those synthesis sections. Wow, this took way longer than I expected it to. I want to keep these brief, but I want to let you know where I am in the process and what you can expect. Next week, I expect to have more material, more sections written. I don't have any hard deliverables for school, but I can really start expanding the literature review section, assuming, of course, it's in an acceptable format by my dissertation chair, who will be looking at it after Wednesday night. Be sure and like and subscribe to this video if it's of use to you, and also put any questions or comments you have in the comments section. I'll be happy to give you any input that I have as I continue through this journey. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.